The menu is a description of the food that you're going to eat or the choices that you can make. But it is itself not the food. Being attached to words and concepts and can't let go of thinking is like eating the menu thinking that you're eating food, and you're not. Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. As always, any position works. You can sit in a chair if that helps you. You can even be lying down. You really just want to find a place where you can possibly keep your back upright for staying awake purposes, and you can be awake, really. You don't really want to have a curved back or have it too straight and tight. You want to just have it really nice. Just find with whatever works for you. We also don't close our eyes during this meditation practice. During the day, as we're going out through our day, our eyes are open. We're going around, we're dealing with this issue, we're going to school, we're going to work, eyes are open. So it's useful to practice with your eyes open. We don't want meditation to be like everything else we do, where we have a little part of our day for it, and then we go on with the rest of our day. We go to school, then we have our day. We go to work, then we have our day. Really, we want meditation to be a complete transformation of our life. And so it's not allocated just for this time. We want it, in other words, meditation never ends. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, feel free to do so. There are no hindrances here. Only if your eyes are open, leave the screen alone. Let's just drop our eyes a little bit down below us. We're not staring or analyzing on anything, looking at something in particular, but we're also not blurry or buzzy. Just a nice, clear, light gaze downward. You're preferably seated in a comfortable position with an upright back. Your eyes are open and down. Just sit here. Just be here. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. Nothing to achieve. And no one to become. Just sit here. And you'll notice that the mind doesn't really know how to do this. Your thoughts will start thinking about sitting here, trying to be here. But thoughts are always doing, trying to get, trying to become something. So being here isn't about thinking. It isn't about thinking about being here. Being here completely requires us to simply leave thinking alone. Thoughts want to get up and move, want to scratch that itch on the nose, want to become, want to gain. And you are not your thoughts. They happen all by themselves. They happen in the same way that you are digesting your food, growing your nails, growing your hair. It just happens. But we can leave thinking alone. Let it talk. Only we don't have to follow it. Notice how your attention is right now. Where do you feel that you pay the most attention to? For most of us, we're constantly paying attention to thoughts, what we're thinking about, how we feel about it, all of it, the story of so-called my life. Notice how your attention resides somewhere in your head. Where the thoughts come. And see if you can just drop this view. Drop your attention down through your chin, into the neck, into the upper chest, to the abdomen, and into the lower belly. Just bring your attention to the lower belly, below the belly button. And notice how, when the breath comes in, this area below the belly button expands outward. Very subtle. And as the breath leaves, this area contracts. Stay here. Just follow this movement. Let it consume your attention. And I'm probably catching you thinking about something, planning, worrying, remembering. And notice how this is just so immediate. You just habitually follow whatever is going on in your head. When you notice that you're thinking about something, this isn't a failure. This isn't, oh, I can't meditate. This isn't for me. When you are thinking, just return to the lower belly and rest. Watch it carefully. And I'm probably catching you again in another thought. That's okay. Just return to the breath below the belly button. Then you'll get lost again. Then just return to the breath again. Do this again and again. There's no doing it right, and you're not a failure if you get lost in thought. Just return. Come back. Come back to breathing. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Come back to the breath. It's just this moment. And that's saying too much. This is where you are. Every thought of the future, every memory of the past happens now. This fact is true clarity. This moment destroys all confusion. So don't be this or that. Just be and rest. All right, you can look at the screen. A lot of people will tell you that meditation is about clearing the mind. It's about finding peace inside. And from my experience, it's a bad sales tactic. The mind is already clear. It's completely free, even if it feels like it's not. When I say to you, explain it to me. I don't understand this subject. Explain it to me. It means to put out on a plane. Explain. And the way we explain things is through words, language, and numbers, stories. And words are lines, like this. So everything I'm saying right now is like a line. Talking about this. I'm talking about meditation. I'm going to teach. It's just this line. But can't you notice this moment right here isn't lines? The universe doesn't come at you in words. The mind will think about what our experience is. The mind will think in terms of language and words, but itself, this moment, isn't words. It's not even this moment. It's just one of my favorite examples is Alan Watts. He was on stage, philosopher. I bring him up all the time. It's what I name my cat after, Alan Watts. Her name's Watts. But he picks up his bell and he says, what is this? We hear this, and we say, that's the sound of a bell. But it's not. The sound of a bell is words. It's in lines. The sound of a bell, the sound of a bell, the sound of a bell is not. That's what it is. The sound of a bell is a name. We've named the world. And we use language to communicate, but we forgot that we did so. And so we confuse what is thought about and what it can be talked about with reality itself. It's like the menu is different than the dinner it represents. The menu is a description of the food that you're going to eat or the choices that you can make, but it is itself not the food. And this confusion, being attached to words and concepts and can't let go of thinking, is like eating the menu thinking that you're eating food, and you're not. This is why we feel confused, upset, worried, regretful. These things are thoughts, and we leave them alone. Now, I'm not saying don't think. I'm not saying don't plan, and I'm not saying forget the mind altogether. But what I'm saying is if you don't know the fact that you are not your thoughts, then you are a slave to your thoughts. Thoughts are a horrible master. They will take you into worry, regret, and fear, and all of it. So wake up from thinking. Leave your thoughts alone. Thank you for showing up today, showing up for your life. And I'll see you tomorrow.